Is it the bird that's stuck in here?
It's a fast little guy.
I didn't see it, so then that's what I was like, oh, like.
Is it the bird? Where did the bird go?
I think the bird hears us and he's just like laying low.
Oh, I can't take my sunglasses off.
We can turn the lights off.
No, it's fine. My eyes are just too sensitive.
So,
yes.
The last couple weeks have been really, really good.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so that job that I like heard on the radio, applied for, went in for an interview, got hired. I officially did all the paperwork and signed all the things.
Yay, congrats!
Yes, thank you. Did the orientation yesterday, which I'm getting paid for.
Even better.
And they offered to pay for your serving it right, plus the time it takes to do it. So I did that yesterday.
That's good.
Got that done. So I'm very, very excited to start that job. And then my trip to Mexico.
I know. It was so good.
I have it was just amazing. It was just amazing. Because when we went there, right, it was, I was fairly positive my mom was going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
you were, yeah.
She was just like, you could see it was weighing on her. But then the second or the third day, I think it might have been the third day, we went in and she got her like a visual, I guess like a CT type of scan.
Oh, okay.
Or it's like digital imaging.
Digital imaging, yeah.
Yeah. And then the next day she got her results.
That's fast. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Mexico's so fast with that stuff.
Yeah, it was so good. They had a doctor explain it to us, and there was nothing other than what she already knew.
Mm-hmm.
And you could just feel her be like...
Talk about the stress, eh?
Yeah. So that was pretty awesome. And then just after that, it was just fun and memorable, right? I got to meet two of my cousins.
You've never met them before?
The one I kind of met, but it wasn't for very long. Like, this was a different capacity of meeting them, right?
Yeah.
It was, like, really quick the other time, and then now we actually stayed in the same house for a couple days.
So it's different, for sure.
Yeah. And they are, like, they're older. They're around, like, 60.
It's not that old.
So, it's not, but... it's old enough that I was too young to be, like, knowing them, right?
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different generations, too, make a difference. Like, what you talk about and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really fun to get to know them.
Yeah.
They're a year or 18 months or so apart from each other. And the boys are 18 months apart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I really hope that my kids have the same relationship that they have. Because,
are they really close? It's noticeable?
Yeah.
Aww.
And they just have really good banter, but yet they're, like, making fun of each other and, like, not scared to laugh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just fun and easy.
Yeah.
And, so the one day we went on the motorcycles because it was the four of us, right?
You went on the motorcycle?
Yeah. So the two guys drove, obviously.
Okay. I was like, did you drive?
No.
Did you ride?
No. Well, on the back.
Yeah, on the back.
And I can't remember the name of the place we went to, but it was a little town. It was about an hour out of Mazatlán. And I wish I had the phone to, like, record
as you're driving.
As we were driving. I just didn't want to take the chance that I'd drop it.
Yeah.
But the trees, like, there's so many trees there, but only a few of them are actually green. The rest just are, like, they look dead.
Oh, they're just dried up?
I don't know if they're permanently dried up or if they're just
That's the color of the
dry and
camouflage trees.
and then there's cactuses in the trees that have like a trunk, and then they look like a tree.
Really?
And they were as big as the trees.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts. Cows like everywhere.
Just roaming around?
Yeah.
Oh,
Buzzards
nice.
flying everywhere.
Are those like turkey vultures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Those are ugly things.
they are, yeah. I've never seen them so close. I know that we have them here.
I have them at my house, my driveway. They love my driveway. They're scary looking.
Oh.
They hang out on my driveway.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Well, the first time I saw them was like, I don't know, maybe 6-7 years ago. Like they haven't always. I'm like, what the frick is that? And yeah, turkey vultures.
I've seen them flying, but here they would fly really close.
Mm-hmm.
I guess just more used to people maybe. And then we got to that little town, and that's where I took the picture beside the what's that flower?
Flower. Bougainvillea. I love bougainvillea.
Yeah, that's everywhere out there.
I know. I absolutely love the pink bougainvillea. They have pink and white a lot, I guess, there, right? Pink and
Yeah,
white. Mostly pink.
I've seen
Fuchsia
there
pink.
was yellow.
There was yellow, too.
Yeah, or like an orangey, yellowy.
Mm.
But yeah, then we go to this town and got some good pictures from there.
Oh, good. Yeah, your
And-
pictures are beautiful.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. I took a picture because on the roofs, well, here we have moss that grows on the roofs.
Oh, yeah.
There they had little cactuses. Like
That's so much better than moss.
It was just so funny to see.
They're like little baby cactuses growing on the roofs?
Yeah, they were like 5 inches
I've never
tall.
seen
I've
that
seen
before.
one that was like 10 inches. But yeah, they were just little things.
I've never noticed or seen that before in Mexico.
It was on a couple roofs there. And then we hopped back on the bikes
Yeah.
and we went to some place that was like a tequila like they made their own tequila.
Oh, wow.
So they just had the fields of agave and
Oh, how nice is
yeah,
that?
yeah, it was really cool.
So it's like a little testing area too, like in the little tasting room.
Yeah, they gave us little shots of different kinds of tequila.
Oh.
They started with the best one, which was chocolate, and it was so smooth.
Chocolate tequila.
It was
Okay, now I
so
want some.
delicious. And then they gave me coffee and another one, and it was just like...
It was strong.
Yeah.
The coffee one.
Yeah. And then my mom, who never ever drinks.
No.
She had 2 shots.
She did?
It went straight to her head.
Oh no.
It was all good. It was all good, but
She was just feeling it a
being
little
a
bit?
little sillier than normal. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable. Did you get videos and picture or no?
No.
That's cute.
I got a picture of her with an agave plant though, and the
Oh.
plant was like as tall as she is.
Oh,
It was
they're that
huge.
big, eh?
There were smaller ones, but then occasionally there'd be a really massive
Yeah.
one. I don't know if they just leave them here and there, or if it's like, oh, it's not quite ready, we'll let it. I don't know. And then from the tasting area there, we went back behind it and took like this little sandy road out of there. And I'm not kidding you, this was like beach sand. Like there was areas
nice.
where the bike was almost falling over and like they had to like stabilize the bikes because they were trying to wipe out.
Oh wow. Is the sand really like white or just kind of nice sand?
It's just nice sand. It's kind of like a lighter sand, but not white.
No.
And then we go like over like train tracks that were huge divots
Yeah.
in the ground, so it was like boo 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 bumping
On the
over
bike,
them.
I can imagine, yeah.
My cousin let her off the bike so she could walk over.
I just want to go to Sedona. I was looking at all the tours they have there. I'm like, we could all go for like 4 days. Not that expensive. We don't need a long time. We're not like we need to sit by the pool all day, you know.
Yeah. Oh, so the first day I got to Mexico, we sat outside.
Oh,
And I got burnt So
the first
bad.
day. The first day.
The first day. And then we were doing lots of walking because he lives on a hill.
Oh, yeah.
So my calves were really sore and I had a super burn and I could hardly move the second day we were there. But then I felt better after because we went on the bike and we went bar hopping. So we listened to music. There's music playing at every bar.
I love that so much.
And
is it live music most of the time? Yeah.
Live music, and the tequila is so good. I'm like, you're my babysitter, okay?
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
So we took this little dirt path.
Yeah.
And then it started widening, and it was like cement and dirt and cement
like all
and
different
dirt,
types of like
yeah,
road.
And then out of nowhere, this like pack of huge dogs starts chasing us. Like as we're
on the bike?
Yeah, we're driving down the road and then you can just see them coming and they're just coming from in front of us and they're just like
I've heard about the crazy Mexican dogs, not the Chihuahua dogs. I'm talking about I've heard about these packs of dogs. Yeah, you gotta be careful.
So this thing ran fast. Like super fast.
The pack was fast or the bike?
The one dog was running beside us. It was like right here. So I'm like putting my leg up. I thought about kicking it, but then I was like,
probably get more aggressive and be like,
I didn't want it to like snap and grab my foot. And then what? Drags me off the bike or makes the bike fall because I'm on it. I don't know.
Or it's going to bite you with some kind of infectious.
That's what I thought too. I did get insurance.
I know. I told you to get it. I'm glad you got it. Some people are like, oh, I don't need insurance when you go on vacation. I'm like, yes, you do.
Yeah, so got through those dogs.
That's crazy.
Stopped and the others had a latte and I had a juice and off we go again. And then we almost got hit going through a roundabout.
Well,
the truck wasn't working.
I don't remember.
It's like a weird roundabout.
I don't remember roundabouts in Mexico.
It's weird. It looks like a roundabout, but they have stoplights in the roundabout.
So you stop in the roundabout?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably, I don't remember those.
It's really weird. But this truck was coming and it wasn't looking right. Mm-hmm. And it just cut off a little bit, but we were okay.
On a bike, yeah.
I'm like, when we were back, I'm like, oh.
Well, especially we're not used to being on bikes all the time on the road, especially in another country.
That's true. It was very nostalgic, though.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I had a few moments of nostalgia in the trip. Like, when we went out to the bars, a lot of them played, like, old music.
Did you know the music?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was, like, Neil Diamond and stuff like
that.
that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it reminded me of when I was young and my dad would play records.
Yeah.
And it would just be like a Sunday night and he'd put on some records or something and be all like just chill, like transported back almost.
So it really actually gave you that kind of deja vu nostalgia feeling and kind of just got to relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may have teared up a little bit, but
I get it. I get it.
And then just being on the bikes too, because my dad used to take my mom too. We used to go on the bike a lot with my dad. And
what kind of bike did he have?
I think he had a Harley. He had a Harley at one point.
He did, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
But he didn't keep it very long, and then he got I don't even know what his next one was. It was a silver bike. And then he moved to like the road. I don't know. I'm not very good with bike names.
Yeah.
But he has a Indian.
Oh,
but he's selling it now because it's too heavy for him. He's so weak now. He's so frail.
I didn't know he still rode a bike.
He might not this year.
Might not.
But he did in the summers usually.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't normally take us along anymore.
No, it was more of a solo trip for him.
Yeah, just to and from work or whatever.
That's neat.
But it was just a lot of nostalgia, right?
I guess so. I get it.
But yeah.
I love that.
And then my cousin is a card and a half, and the way he drives, like, you have to just trust that you're gonna be okay.
It's probably better after you have some tequila, then you're like, okay, we'll be fine. But I'm sure before the tequila, you're like, oh my gosh, I have not done this for a very long time.
Well, we were in traffic.
The traffic's
coming
crazy.
around around some kind of a corner, and he had like a churn up to the right, just a little ways up ahead.
Mm-hmm.
He drove on the sidewalk back into traffic past a couple people. Like,
he's like a pro.
While his brother was kind of egging him on a little bit. He's like, watch out, you're gonna make me. And he just goes driving on the sidewalk. I'm like,
well, it's a bike, so it kind of goes wherever.
oh, he does things for shock factor, I think.
Yeah. Did your mom like it?
Oh yeah, she had a lot of fun.
She liked it on the bikes.
Yeah.
She went on the bikes too, yeah.
Yeah. And I think too, like, so now that we're back, I'm like, I'm gonna learn Spanish. You should learn Spanish with me, right?
Yeah.
So we get at least if we ever go back to Mexico, we're not like these like unassuming gringos down there, right? We could actually talk.
Yeah, and understand what they're talking about.
Yeah. So it was a pretty good trip.
There's so much to talk about for Mexico.
Tell me.
I don't know. Well, just how every year. So because I went to Mexico in what year did I go? 2018. I'm part of this like regularization program. You have to go before 2020. So, but basically, if I apply, say if I want to apply to become like a temporary resident, it'll go through faster than it would because I went and visited there. Hopefully, what you really need is proof, right? Like I've got the proof on my stamp on my passport, right? So that's all I need. But yeah, it's easier to get temporary residency if you've gone to Mexico before 2020. So if I want to become a temporary resident or permanent resident down the road, it's like so much easier.
Oh, well, a lot of people go back and forth, and then you're allowed to be there for so long, and then you come back for like a week.
Yes.
And then you go back.
And the cheapest place, so you have to qualify to get residency, right? Like, there's all these different requirements. Every, like, state, for example, in the States, the embassies all have different numbers. Like, you have to make $3,000 a month in one state. Another state, you've got to make $4,000. They're all different. The cheapest place is this little place in Texas. I can't remember the name. I wish I could remember the name. It's like only $1,700 US. It's the lowest. Everybody flies to Texas there, to this little town, and that's where they apply to become temporary residents in Mexico because it's the cheapest requirement.
And then from there, do they go to other places, or do they actually settle there?
They get their temporary residence from Mexico, like they get approved in Texas, and then they go to Mexico and they're approved. They have their little stamp, and then they go live in Mexico. But that's the cheapest place is in Texas, of all the states, to get your residency. So other ones are very high now. Like every year it goes up a lot.
Yeah,
it's gone up like a couple thousand, like $1,000 or so a year, like. Or not how it works. It's like it works out to be like actually more than 1,000. It's like some places are $10,000 more you have to make than the year before just to become a resident.
Going to Mexico, I didn't feel it was neat. There was cool stuff to see.
There is, yeah.
But I didn't feel drawn to there. Like, Mazatlán was really nice. Like, I feel very privileged to be able to have walked around.
Yeah.
Not worried about
You're the
anything.
only other person I know that's gone to Mazatlán besides me. No one else I know has gone there.
Oh.
You're the only other person I know, to be honest.
It is beautiful.
Nobody goes to Mazatlán. Like, everybody, I told people I was going to Mexico, Mazatlán. They're like, why there? I'm like, that's where I chose. Like,
I guess people think, like, Cancun, Puerto Vallarta.
Marine Riviera area.
Yeah. Which I think the ocean's nicer.
Yes.
Here, it was red tide as well. So I was just like, I'm for sure not swimming in the ocean.
So you didn't know?
No, he had a swimming pool, which was absolutely frigid. But I'm like, I'm not swimming in the ocean. We walked in it. Like, We would go for
So
like.
if it's red tide and you get it in your mouth, like you're gonna get sick. Is that? I never heard that, but it makes sense you would.
You can get sick.
Yeah.
You can get gastrointestinal issues.
Yeah.
And like if you eat fish or shellfish, especially, you can get it.
I mean, there's me eating raw salmon when I was in Mexico, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, I would never really normally do that, but it was right there. I'm like, I'll try it. I'm eating raw fish off the tables in Mexico. I'm thinking, hopefully I don't get sick tonight. And I wasn't sick, and I do it again and again, and I wasn't. But really, would if I did that now, would I go to Mexico and eat raw fish? Probably not, but I did a few years ago.
Was it like, because when we got breakfasts and stuff, there was, it's almost like a cured salmon that they put on it.
Kind of like
Was it like
salt.
that?
No, it was raw.
Oh.
Raw fish, raw everything.
The prices are outrageous there.
Yeah.
We normally got like avocado toast. So it was like avocado, a whole bunch of like greens, either sprouts or lettuce, like really finely chopped.
That sounds nice, yeah.
And then sometimes with the fish on top. And that on sourdough. And that was for 2 pieces of toast and 2 lattes was like $10, including a tip.
It's not that bad though.
That's good. It's a great price.
Yeah.
And then we went for a full rack of ribs.
Oh, yeah.
2 beers. Baked potato, coleslaw, a salad, and it was $14.
So that's definitely affordable, I think.
It is more affordable, yeah. But it didn't call me the way that Hawaii did.
Oh.
Hawaii felt more magical, like more spiritual, more like I could just feel it inside me. I don't know.
You liked you liked the feeling in Hawaii better.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, there's definitely things that are cool. Like I like
So different though. They're both so different.
Yeah.
It's hard to compare that way.
I do like the buildings in Mexico are more cement and tile.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the Spanish
Mm-hmm.
kind of architecture.
I do too. I'm big on the Spanish architecture and all like the history and
Yeah.
mm-hmm. I like that part.
But it was just an experience that I'm glad to have been able to have.
I'm glad you were able to go.
Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
glad it all turned out, all panned out.
There was no issues, no problems.
No issues, no problems.
Focusing on every little thing all around you, like 360, and you're like, whoa, there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is how I felt.
So what did they have in the marketplace? Were they selling like
Well,
leather
we
purses, like clothing, t-shirts?
We didn't go, they have like a food side.
Okay.
We didn't go there at all.
No. I don't know if I'd go to the food side on that either. You don't know.
Maybe if I was local, but
Because you don't know what's good and what's not
yeah.
good. Mm-hmm.
It's all souvenir-y type stuff.
Jewelry.
Some like jewelry. It was mostly like those like woven bracelets and
Like
stuff.
leather or hemp.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And t-shirts, yeah, lots of
Mhm.
t-shirts with like, Mazatlán all over them, and there was a lot that were like, it's the shirt, but then it's like a drawn bikini body or like
Those typical
man
tourist
body.
ones.
And
Those are
then
tourist
they
projected.
had like coffee cups, and like they had these ones that were like a butt coffee cup,
Yeah.
and they had like a boob coffee cup, and they had penis coffee cups.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Every time we saw it, like one of those, I'm like, maybe I'll get that for Blair.
What did you end up getting him?
Nothing.
Nothing? What did you get the kids?
I got the kids. I could have got them that here, but I got the kids some swimming trunks because
nice.
they don't have them.
But they're from Mexico. It's even better.
They don't have them, but they go
Ooh.
swimming fairly
Mm.
regularly.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll just get them that. Because then they'll use it. It's not like some little weird souvenir that they're going to look at and be like, oh, that's cool. And like
it's gonna
toss
collect
it.
dust.
Yeah. So.
Oh.
But I definitely miss the sun. I mean, it is a nice sunny day today, but
It's not that warm.
it's not that warm. And then yesterday we had that blizzard out of nowhere.
I know, it was crazy. I'm like, I did not know it was going to snow. I'm like, I think it's snowing outside. I said to the boys, they're like, no. I'm like, oh, look. And they're like, oh, it's snowing.
Yeah, it was hard. If the ground wasn't so wet, it definitely would have stuck around, I think. At least until
I had a
this
little bit in
morning.
the shade this morning still.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. It did not stick around
You
here.
don't have as many trees here, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah.
Well, Blair did say his window was frozen this morning.
Oh, yeah? Yeah?
But it's so odd because this is what the weather does to us. It goes like nice and warm, nice and warm. You're like, oh, spring is almost here. And then it's like winter.
Nope, it's winter again.
Here's your second winter.
Thank God I didn't start my gardens yet.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When do you start your gardens?
Probably not for a little while. I'm not ready to do my gardens yet. No. It's a little early.
Yeah. I think most stuff can go out by Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
But that's in Quesnel, so here's got to be quicker.
Peas would be the best thing to start right now.
Oh, yeah. Lettuce,
Peas and lettuce.
spinach, kale. My
I
kale
don't
looks
do
really
spinach
good.
or kale, so that's out for me.
Oh, wait, the oxalates.
Yeah, I don't do those. No.
I have like kale that's just popping up here and there.
I used to do it a long time ago. I'd just grow kale for my smoothies, but no, pass. I'll do avocado.
Avocado's so good.
I know, I love avocado.
Oh my, I ate so much avocado in Mexico.
I could
so
eat it
much.
every day. I need to get an avocado tree that actually grows here.
You probably have to keep it inside. No?
I don't even think that would even help it. I don't know.
Hmm.
Some like climate controlled greenhouse that's specific for avocados, maybe. I don't know.
So apparently, this is what I've heard. Every 20 avocado pits that you start,
Mm-hmm.
only one will produce fruit.
I've grown lots of avocados and I've gotten them really big, but then they just die after they get like 2 feet tall. I can't keep my avocado plants like beyond 2 feet. And then all of a sudden they start losing their leaves and they just die. But I've never not grown an avocado plant. Every time I plant the seed and do it, it always grows. But they're all dead now. They only last a year and they're gone.
Oh, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I have the same thing with citrus. I can't grow citrus.
I can't either. I had that really fancy, remember that big fancy like tree I had that was like super expensive and I had it in my greenhouse and I left it when it froze. I'm like, it'll be fine. Next day all the leaves are dropped off. I'm like, I loved that tree. It was so nice. It's gone. It's dead.
That sucks, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I seen this remedy, this natural remedy. You take the avocado pits, you clean them up, chop them up,
Yeah.
and you put them in rubbing alcohol. And then you take a piece of the pit and wherever you're sore, you like kind of squeeze out the pit and like rub it on that area.
Uh-huh.
And it's supposed to help with pain.
Maybe. Well, they say apricot seeds helps cure cancer.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So it's not the same thing, but it's a seed. And they're really hard to get now. So
Apricots?
apricot seeds.
Why?
Well, like the ones that they have that are all ready to eat, like ready for like actual like consumption. Yeah. I guess you could buy some apricots, but I don't think it's the same type of thing. I don't know.
Well, usually if stuff is dried, I might be wrong, but it's more potent, right? Like you don't need as much as you would need fresh.
I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting thought on that.
I guess it kind of makes sense in a way because if you have the same volume and you let one stay fresh and one shrivel up, it's going to be smaller, but it's going to be the same amount. So I guess,
I don't know.
in theory, just thinking.
No, me too. I didn't think about it that way, but it's a good thought on the seed thing though, because a lot of seeds are supposed to help you, right? Like grapefruit seeds are supposed to help with like fungus and candida.
Oh yeah.
So, like the extract of them.
Mm.
I made a grape and chicken salad yesterday.
Oh, that'd be good.
Sunflower seeds.
That'd be good.
Lemon and just a little bit of mayonnaise. I should have used Greek yogurt or something, but I was like, I like mayonnaise. It tastes so good. And oh my god, I love that. It's one of my favorite things to have, like a quick snack. And I was gonna cut up celery. I put cucumber and I was gonna cut up celery. Oh my god, it's too much work, so I just left out celery. I usually put celery in it, or olives, and then chicken or grapes. It's so yummy.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to do that. Something like that for dinner.
I love it. I forget that I had those little pita, those little things I made up for you before, and I fried them with the garlic. Those little pita things.
Oh
And I
yeah.
had those with it. Oh my god, it was so good. Even add dates. Dates have like the highest amount of potassium. They have one date has got more potassium than like 3 bananas.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, dates. I always do dates when I'm feeling like hungover or crappy or something. Like I'll be like, I'm having a date because it kind of brings up your like electrolytes with the potassium.
I heard something about mitigating the effects of a hangover. So the trick is apparently to take a chug of olive oil before you drink.
Olive oil.
And it coats the stomach and like your
Your
digestive
body.
system. Yeah.
Oh, olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
Like the good olive oil, not the crap.
It would have to be good, yeah. I did, and I did the serving it right yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, if you have 2 people, like say 180 pounds,
Okay.
and the one person is really muscular and the one person has, you know, a little more cushion for the
Flab.
push-in, the person with the cushion for the push-in is going to get more intoxicated on the same amount of alcohol as the person that's more muscular.
Oh.
And that is one of the main reasons why women get intoxicated faster than men.
Because we naturally have a little bit of a different type of fat than they
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, oh my, I never thought about that.
do. It actually makes sense though when you like say it out loud like that. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's a fact. Interesting.
Yeah. And then I got to calculate via using maths.
For alcohol, like percentage?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh. I'm like, am I going to need to know this stuff? I guess if I was a bartender. I think for like an event like I would be doing, somebody else is doing
But
that.
if you've got like 100 people, how do you keep track of all of them? If you're serving 100 people, it's like you may be able to remember a couple people that stand out more. But like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be hard to keep track when you're busy making the drinks.
Yeah.
But how they're acting out there, you'd be like, okay, I think I served that person like 3, but they're drunk, so they're cut off at 3. Like, I don't know how you gauge that. It's a tough one.
You're not supposed to serve them if they're a little bit intoxicated. If they look intoxicated at all, you're not supposed to serve them. If they smell like weed, you're not supposed to serve them.
If they smell like weed, yeah.
So that was interesting. Also, having a cucumber before you go to bed is good.
I eat lots of cucumber. I spend a fortune on cucumber. My kids, well, obviously, as you know, they have a cucumber, like, I guess you could say addiction. And I eat a lot of cucumber because they're always eating it. So I'm like, I'll have some too. So yeah, it does help for sure.
It's so good for you.
I know. It's one of my favorite things to grow in the garden too. I can grow hundreds of cucumbers and I love growing them. Yeah.
Are you going to try growing like some of the bigger ones, or you like the small ones, eh?
I like the small English. And I like the smaller cucumbers. They just taste better and they're crispier.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they taste fresher, even though they're not any fresher than another cucumber, but they taste better. Yeah.
Oh, that zucchini relish is so good.
It is good. I like how you did your recipe.
It's so good.
It was really good.
I
You saved the recipe my mom gave you, right?
It's somewhere.
It's in my. It's probably my messages too. I'll be able to find it.
Yeah, I think
It's on my phone.
I wasn't planning to enjoy it as much as we are, but we're going through it like crazy now
It's
because
good.
all they want is the fish cakes now.
Oh,
They don't want it any other way.
Those fish cakes you gave me, I want them too. Can you make me some?
Can we trade these? Because I really want your
I've got
burritos.
The burritos?
Yes. They were so good.
They were good. I don't know if it's just that night. They were really good. I know. I have good cooking days, and some days I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, they were really good. I have to agree with you. And I'm like, I spent a little while trying to find the recipe, and I'm like, uh-oh. I'm trying to get my brain to remember the recipe.
Well, when you figure it out, let me know.
Okay,
because
I will.
I had a craving before Mexico, and then we never went for burritos.
No, they are
It just
good.
didn't happen. Those crazy potatoes were good, though.
The crazy potatoes.
So good.
Yeah. I love anything potatoes. It's probably one of my favorite vegetables, like, is potatoes. Potatoes.
They like them down there.
I like
they use them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I looked into, because a lot of people are like focused on the spikes, the sugar spikes that you get from potatoes, because they're so starchy.
I just soak them in water.
So I soak them.
Yeah.
But also, apparently, if you cook them, if potatoes and rice, if you cook them and you refrigerate them for a day, the sugar that causes the spike almost disappears.
Really?
Yeah.
So the index of that sugar is just like reduced.
Yeah, it's broken down.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Food for thought. And then we had a night where we made dinner at the house and my cousin made mashed potatoes. I don't know what he put in them.
Mustard?
No.
Paprika?
It was some kind of like, I'm pretty sure it was like an Indian spice. He put just a little bit in there.
Indian spice, that would be...
I don't know. It wasn't curry. It wasn't cumin.
It wasn't cumin.
And then, because he had guests
Mustard
over.
seed? Mustard powder? That's in Indian food.
That wasn't it. And then he had some friends over, and she made gravy out of the chicken drippings.
Oh.
And the combination of those mashed potatoes and the gravy was off the charts. So delicious.
Good. Is that why you made mashed potatoes the other day? It's
Yeah.
so funny. I'm like, I'm cooking chicken and mashed potatoes. You're like, so am I. I'm like, how are we cooking the same dinner on the same night? It was kind of funny. I had to giggle after.
I put cumin in it.
Okay.
Because I wasn't sure if that was what it was.
I use
but
mustard
it wasn't
powder in my mashed potatoes. I use mustard powder and a little dash of like Grey Poupon type of like Dijon mustard.
Oh. Apparently, a couple days after we got back from Mexico, there was an 8-point-something earthquake.
Where?
That happened close to Mexico.
That's actually pretty intense.
I will take a peek right now.
I didn't even hear about that. You don't hear about some certain countries having things anymore. The news is so censored to the point where I'm like, somebody will randomly post about something. You're like, oh, how did I not know? Gulf of Mexico. Actually, it's called the Gulf of America now.
Yeah.
That is wrong.
Somebody probably didn't agree with the take on that.
The new name change?
Yeah.
So they just use the old name?
I guess so. Or maybe they would be like Gulf of... That's really close to Belize, though. You talked to her yesterday.
I did talk to her yesterday, yeah.
So, did they feel that? Because she would have had something.
No, I don't think they would have.
But then here, we had that earthquake.
I didn't
You
even
didn't
feel
really
it.
feel it.
And I'm super sensitive, so I didn't even feel it. I think it's because I was walking outside at the time. So I just didn't notice it.
Maybe.
If I was in the house, I would have heard shaking or something from like my china cabinet.
Some people heard more than others.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not feel it, but Blair was like, I think there's an earthquake. And then our water filter, you could see the movements in the water.
Oh,
and our cabinet was moving.
Because you were inside, so you noticed it after.
Well, I didn't feel it, but I seen what he pointed out, and he felt it.
Oh, wow.
But he was sitting in a chair, too. And I don't know if that made a difference.
I think
I was
so.
standing.
When you're like sitting there idle, you can feel something.
Yeah.
Because you're more focused on it, because you're sitting still.
And then we got like 4 more after that. 3 or 4 more.
Really?
Yeah. Similar amounts.
So I didn't even
on the
notice.
Richter scale.
And I didn't even hear it.
So I don't know. I've been thinking about maybe getting together an earthquake kit.
We'll be fine here.
Unless we fill with water.
Fill with water?
Because we're like We're low
I don't know
from
how-
sea level.
I don't know how far we are from sea level.
I think we're not very much. I think when
pretty
I
low.
did pressure canning, it was we're
That's
10
not that
meters above
much.
sea level. So Abbotsford is 38 meters above sea level.
Oh, really?
But it does have that hill that you kind of come up when
A
you're
little
going
bit.
on the highway.
Yeah.
Is Chilliwack at risk of flooding? For the agricultural land use, 77% is at the highest risk to flood.
Well, yeah. Part of it was all flooded when we had the flood.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
Sumas Flats.
Sumas Flats.
Vancouver's 2 meters above sea level.
It's only 2
Oh,
meters.
that'd be scary, eh? That does make sense. Have you ever done like a double taco shell? So you take a soft one and you coat it in sour cream,
Okay.
or I use plain yogurt
Yeah. That's good.
because to me it tastes very
It's-
similar.
It's similar, yeah.
And then you put a hard tortilla in it, so you have like a taco that's hard layer of sour
I've
cream,
never done
and
that.
then a soft on the bottom, and the soft one like holds it all together because you know the hard one usually crunches.
It'll crunch, yes.
It's
And then
so
it breaks
good.
and it all falls down on your plate.
It's so good. Okay, I need to make tacos.
I think so. Need
Oh,
some-
I'm craving. I just went to Mexico and I didn't have a single taco.
No tacos.
No taco, no burrito.
I wonder if it's just the area you're in. We just didn't make as many.
I told them that I wanted to go for one, but I guess I didn't emphasize enough how much I was craving. I don't know.
I do love tacos, and I don't make them often because the kids and nobody likes them. I like them, but I'm not just going to make them for myself. That's why sometimes when we've gone out, I've ordered tacos. Remember, if we've gone out for a drink or something, I'm
Yeah.
having the tacos.
They make the best lattes down there. In Mazatlán.
Do they
were
like
so
foam the
good.
milk? Is it foamed? Is it like froth? Like, how do they do it?
I don't know how they do
blend
it.
it
I'm
all
pretty
up?
sure it's similar. Like it is frothy. You have to ask for no foam if you don't want foam. When they make it with whole milk, it's so good. But then if they make it with lactose-free milk, because they did a couple times, it was
Lactose-free.
sweet.
Oh.
Yeah. But otherwise, the lattes are so good.
Really?
Yeah. Normally, I add honey, right?
You
I
didn't even
need
have
to add
to.
honey.
It was already good enough.
But I wonder if the dairy's just different. I didn't like the butter.
So is the butter actually margarine or is it butter?
It tastes like margarine. I don't know. I can't read
They could-
Spanish.
They could be using like fake butter, margarine,
Yeah.
canola oil.
It was really cool though to have them make the salsa right at the table.
Oh, I love that. I remember that in actually Arizona, believe it or not. They used to make the guacamole at the table.
I didn't see any guacamole.
They make the guacamole at the table. They would have the avocado. They would scoop it out and dump it in the bowl, and they would make the avocado guacamole dish right at the table. This is Arizona.
Oh,
It
that
was
sounds
so
so
good.
good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to feel very, very relaxed.
I know, me too.
It's getting hard to form sentences.
I think maybe we need food.
A burger. Or tacos.
Tacos.
I don't have stuff to make either. Thanks for listening, fam.
It's been a fun day here.
Yes. Viva.
Viva Mexico.
And until next time,
Adios.